Hey y'all, I'm Stephanie McBride, and I wanted to put together an indispensable kit for people to use for labor and postpartum. I work with lots of doulas, birth professionals, midwives, but also expectant parents. And certainly using my book and my e-course, my other tools, my free email educational series, you will get so much information on how to use these oils safely and effectively during labor and during postpartum, including for issues related to nursing a baby. So, I want to introduce the oils in the kit and just give you a little snippet of what they do. These oils, just like with all the kits, are useful for all different phases of pregnancy and childbearing and also can be used well beyond the childbearing years. So, don't worry about wasting oils. The first one I want to talk about is Clary Sage, of course. A lot of people know it for pregnancy. I've got other videos that go into way more depth on this, but it's best for regulating slow to start contractions or irregular contractions or ones that just aren't powerful enough. And it is the most sedative essential oil, so it's also great for calming and helpful for labor pain. Great one to have in your birth kit, especially if you are a birth professional and go to a lot of births. Learn how to use this one. Second is black pepper. Black pepper is an oil that evokes courage, which is important during labor. It is also helpful for back labor pain, which I had 3 times with all 3 of my kids, and also for digestion and cramps and things like that. So just a really strong but safe oil to bring into your repertoire, bring into your labor bag. Then we have geranium. Geranium can help to start labor. It also is very relaxing, good for labor pain, but I love it particularly for breastfeeding issues and hormonal imbalance in postpartum. So this one is just absolutely really important to have before you have your baby, and I highly recommend geranium being in your birth bag. Frankincense is good for tissue healing, so I think of this one more for postpartum, but also it's good for preparing the body for birth and for parent-infant bonding and immunity and tons of other stuff. Ylang is a beautiful floral scent that is really nice during postpartum if you've got baby blues, like a little bit of sadness or low libido. It can help with that, and it's just very calming and relaxing and just such a feminine, beautiful oil to have. I do want to note, if you have serious postpartum depression, not only please see a practitioner, but sometimes the sedating oils can be contraindicated. So this is really just for like that kind of non-clinical baby blues sadness that a lot of us experience. Finally, we have Cypress, and Cypress is great for so many different things, including varicose veins and hemorrhoids, but it also helps to balance bodily fluids. So after you have your baby, you slough off a lot of fluids, and this really helps you to get kind of back in shape. So I put it in my hormonal or postpartum blends for moms, and also use it throughout for varicosity insufficiency. And it's tree oil, just like Siberian fir, so it's also very grounding and good for overwhelm. So that's just a really brief, like tiny little piece of what these things can do for you. And believe me, I've talked to so many people whose lives have been changed by these. So I really want to help you. And it's my mission to help you not only get therapeutic quality essential oils into your home, but also to teach you how to use them. Please let me know if you need help picking out your oils. With this kit, you can also add a diffuser to it. You can take oils out of the kit and add ones that you want. So if you already have one of them, swap it out and make it as big a kit or small as you want to fit your budget and your needs. That's it for the Pregnancy Self-Care Kit. I hope you check it out. Hi, y'all. I'm Stephanie McBride, and I wanted to share with you a little bit of information about why I use only certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils during pregnancy and actually during any time, and why that's the only kind of essential oil I would recommend during this time of life. So there's a lot of benefit to therapeutic grade that has to do with keeping additives and fillers and synthetics out of the essential oil. And that, of course, is really important. We want to have the lowest levels of toxicity that we possibly can during pregnancy. And there's also the idea that we don't really know what they're adding. Like, it's kind of a mystery unless you get something certified of the kind of quality I'm talking about. Who knows what's in it? I know in the United States, the law here is that only 5% of what's in the bottle be what it says on the label. So if the label says organic jasmine essential oil, then it only has to be 5% organic jasmine oil. The rest of it could be synthetic jasmine oil. It could be another plant that smells similar to jasmine. And it could be a filler of just like something like coconut oil, and not actually have what it says it has on the label. So that's a little suspicious. So I want to share a study that I read when I was putting together my e-course on this topic. And it was about pure jasmine essential oil compared to synthetic jasmine essential oil. And basically, they had monitors on the people in the study. It was a double-blind study. And they were testing like stress levels, basically the sympathetic versus parasympathetic sides of our nervous system to see what the response was. So things like heart rate and respiration, like 4 markers for stress. And the long story told short is that the synthetic jasmine excited a stress response, while the pure jasmine made people rest and be calm and set them into like a repair state of being. So this is really important. Like, and they were just inhaling the oil too. A lot of the ones that you use during pregnancy, you'll use topically, but don't underestimate the impact of inhaling impure essential oils. That also affects your body and your neurotransmitters and your heart rate and a lot of things. So that's one thing, is we want them to be non-toxic. Another thing that's really important that I resonate with a lot, because my background is in herbalism and I've done a lot of wildcrafting and growing of plants, and you're always trying to have the most robust profile of medicinal constituents possible in the plants that you're working with. And it's really important to start with like a great source for the plants, and then to make sure the growing conditions are like organic, or they're not using synthetics. They're creating like the best possible environment for healthy conditions. And then beyond that, even if you have an amazing plant substance, you have to have processing methods that are meant to maintain the integrity of the plant. So if you cut corners, or if you don't have the right kind of equipment, you're going to lose out on a lot of the medicinal properties. And that's really important if you want to have an oil that works for everything you need it to work for. So I'd say a really important part of therapeutic quality is not just synthetic or like what you're not going to get from the toxins, but also what you are going to get. This level of efficacy where it's going to work, where you're going to say, oh, I knew lavender I could put in my bath and it would smell good and help me relax, but I didn't know I could put it on my sunburn or in my open wound to heal. I didn't know that I could put it in my tea and drink it. That's a different level of quality you're going to get with these certified pure therapeutic grade oils compared to grocery store organic oils. So another thing that I want you to keep in mind is companies like doTERRA, who I use, they have great relationships with the growers. They've sourced these oils all over the world, and they care about the environmental impact of harvesting them. So while you can create a really high quality, amazing, beautiful, non-toxic oil without these things, this is important for a much larger perspective on how we want to relate with people all over the world and what we want to do to take care of the earth. So I encourage you to appreciate this quality as well, and to look for this in a lot of things that you buy.